You know, monitor lizards seem to be dangerous. They're predatory, bloodthirsty creatures that ooze venom. Meanwhile, turtles seem like harmless, slow fellows who hide in their shells as soon as they feel threatened. However, that seems to be a misconception. Turtles can actually stand up for themselves. In 2018, a man from St. Tammany Parish, Louisiana, made a shocking discovery when he found an alligator snapping turtle trapped in a local river. But it wasn't about the turtle itself, which was simply trapped, but rather what happened after that. When the man cut his catch open to cook and eat it, he found a finger inside the turtle. A human finger. Having no idea how it ended up there, the man called the police to investigate. Police officers began their search for answers by examining the turtle and what was inside. They also looked for evidence in the river where the turtle had been caught, but found nothing. How did the turtle get into the river? Why was there a human finger inside the animal? And where the hell was the rest of the human? But you know, I have an idea how something like this could have happened in the first place. You'll see it when you hear this story. Recently, an elderly Russian tourist experienced an awful encounter with a sea turtle at a popular resort in Turkey. The woman was swimming about 10 feet away from the shore when something grabbed her butt and tried to drag her underwater. The woman thought it was a large fish and couldn't resist. The creature was dragging her deep down below. At one point, the animal let go of the woman, only to return and bite her again, even harder. A lifeguard who noticed the attack began yelling at the turtle, waving his arms, and managed to scare it away. However, the victim had already been bitten on her fingers, hips, legs, and buttocks. The turtle was later identified as a loggerhead sea turtle, a large underwater reptile that can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. These turtles are omnivores, and their powerful jaws allow them to easily crack the shells of their prey. It's weird, of course, that the turtle attacked a tourist instead of some crab. These turtles are known for being aggressive and territorial. Turtle experts say the reptiles attack people who invade their living space, with bites occurring even in shallow water. There have been 11 sea turtle attacks in the same area in the past 2 weeks. They're not the only animals to watch out for, though. A 12-year-old tortoise named Timmy spent most of his life in a glass tank before they took pity on him and released him into the garden. Who knew what that would lead to? The long years spent inside the tiny tank had affected Timmy's attitude, and he suddenly discovered a desire to defend his territory. Yes, you've guessed it already, that huge garden became his territory. And it's one thing to have a tortoise patrolling the garden and ramming his head into toys. If it was just that, this behavior would even be cute. But when his owner gets too close, Timmy chases him and bites the man's feet. Timmy became so aggressive that his owners were forced to cancel children's parties for fear that their young guests might be attacked by a pet tortoise, the one that has a nasty temper and attacks literally everything that's moving or standing still. But the worst thing is that Timmy will quite possibly live to be 100 years old, so there's no way to get rid of him. Now imagine you inherited a tortoise from your grandmother and it wants to kill you. Also, turtles can sneak up on you when you least expect it. Well, I mean, they'll do it very slowly, but it seems like these animals can be found literally everywhere, as long as the place isn't too cold, of course. For example, the alligator snapping turtle was once found in Sydney sewers. 6 council workers had to use a wheelbarrow to pull the massive 55-pound reptile to the surface. The Australian Reptile Park in Sydney believes the turtle could be one of a batch of babies stolen from the park in 1979. It's assumed the turtle has lived in Sydney's waterways and drainage system for many years, and there may now be an entire family of turtles living there. You get it, right? Huge and biting turtles that eat rats and stray cats.
Oh no, my worst fears have been realized.
We can only hope the reptiles don't develop a taste for bigger prey. Otherwise, we'll have to find a way to somehow defend ourselves against them. Self-defense when attacked by a turtle. Sounds like utter nonsense. Although that's what supposedly happened to a police officer in Uganda, a police officer was sitting quietly at his home enjoying a cup of morning tea when a large tortoise came in and attacked him. The man tried to scare it away, but the tortoise acted very aggressively and would not back away even though the officer had a stick in his hands. In the end, the officer had no choice but to shoot the reptile. Yes, in self-defense, because the tortoise wouldn't leave him alone. And you know, it reminded me of something. How about the turtle attacking the tiger shark? The shark didn't have a gun, of course, but it's actually one of the largest and most dangerous fish in the ocean. Tiger sharks can grow up to 18 feet long and weigh as much as 3,360 pounds. Well, in any case, the caught pregnant female shark had these parameters. Tiger sharks have a reputation of monsters that eat literally everything. Their jaws are filled with hundreds of razor-sharp teeth that can cut through the toughest prey, including the shells of sea turtles. But young tiger sharks are small, inexperienced, and naive, so they have a much harder time handling such prey. And by much harder time, I mean that during an encounter with a turtle, the shark can get hurt more than the turtle and achieve nothing. When cornered, the sea turtle can fight back, and given its sharp, crushing beak, the sea turtle's blows can be really brutal. In one case, a young tiger shark faced an adult sea turtle who was not about to give up. It used its powerful beak to bite the vulnerable gill slits of the young shark, causing the predator terrible pain. Eventually, the tiger shark learned its lesson and fled the scene. I think the turtle was very pleased with itself. Another similar case was caught on camera in December 2022 off the coast of a remote beach in Western Australia. A small loggerhead sea turtle challenged a tiger shark to a fight. Over 10 minutes, the reptile managed to dodge all of the shark's attacks with amazing agility. Finally, after several attempts to avoid being eaten alive, the turtle did something amazing. It twisted so that it could grab the shark's tail with its beak. This was enough to convince the predator to look elsewhere for an easier dinner. What's next? An alligator snapping turtle attacking an alligator. This huge creature is one of the heaviest freshwater turtles, with a carapace that can be up to 31 inches long and weigh up to 176 pounds. But it's not just their size that makes them so intimidating. Alligator snapping turtles are formidable opponents. These turtles are quite slow on land and can't run away from predators or hide in the water. Also, unlike most other turtles, their bodies are too large to fit completely inside their shells. This means they have to rely on other methods to defend themselves. In short, they don't flee, they fight. And here's one more thing. In spring, male alligator snapping turtles engage in fierce fights with each other to reclaim their territory. They fight and push, making loud hissing noises until one of them gives up or retreats into the water. Overall, this is one hell of a dangerous species that you should always be as careful as possible around. Alligator snapping turtles have been known to bite through a broom handle if disturbed. Naturally, these turtles have also bitten people. Although there are no reported human casualties from such bites, you remember that one turtle that was found with a human finger in its stomach, right? Just think about it. Turtles are so strong that not even an alligator can handle them. In fact, an alligator is the type of predator you'd rather avoid. You know it yourself. Alligators are strong. They have a powerful bite and all that. However, even a mighty alligator couldn't handle a turtle in Georgia. Amazing photos captured a fight between a 6-foot-long South American alligator and a turtle. Despite its strength and ability to bite with incredible force, the alligator couldn't crack the shell. Just no way. After 15 minutes of trying, it gave up. The turtle remained completely unscathed after a close encounter with one of the most dangerous predators in the wild. Basically, almost everyone who hunts turtles faces similar problems. It's almost impossible to get through the turtle shell. Experts say the strength of the shell depends on the size of the animal, but they also concur that turtles specifically evolved to protect themselves from predators. And you know, they've done a great job. Not even a monster like an anaconda can have a turtle for lunch, at least not always. While driving through the tropical plains of Los Llanos in Venezuela, a 61-year-old photographer was lucky enough to witness an amazing fight between an anaconda and a turtle. The man took pictures of this epic fight, which lasted several minutes. The fight was truly epic. The anaconda grabbed its prey in the water and tried to squeeze the air out of the turtle, but the tough shell protected the turtle. Come to think of it, this was a rather strange way to take down a turtle. Perhaps the anaconda had never hunted them before. The photographer eventually decided that the turtle was in danger and could suffocate underwater, so he stepped in and saved the animal. However, given that freshwater turtles can hold their breath for an average of 20 to 60 minutes, there's a good chance the turtle would have survived even without human intervention, and the anaconda would still lose its dinner. By the way, we once told you that turtles have no problem eating toxic jellyfish that can even kill an adult human. But scientists have discovered something else. turtles know karate. Sea turtles are some of the oldest creatures on Earth, so no wonder that over millions of years they've developed a number of adaptations that allow them to survive both on land and in marine environments. Flippers are one of these adaptations. They're actually intended for swimming, and scientists used to think that the turtle brain was too small to come up with any other use or more complex movements. However, recent research has shown the opposite. Scientists have found that turtles use their flippers as a tool to attack and hold their prey, such as jellyfish, which they chop karate style before eating them whole. The research team observed other ways sea turtles use their flippers, like playing with food and grasping coral to get sponges clinging to their face. Naturally, people immediately did what people like to do most, categorized everything turtles did with their flippers. They ended up with a list consisting of holding, digging, striking, tossing, using flippers as leverage. I'm serious. Also, the turtles were seen licking their fingers after eating. Well, they actually don't have fingers, so the animals were licking their flippers. Have they even heard of underwater etiquette? See you later.